and that opens a whole new perspective on in which context HbbTV targeted advertising is relevant. Our next speaker now, or presenter, will be Leander. Leander is the co-founder and managing director at a company called Nautilus. Nautilus has offices in Berlin and in Halle, and it is specialized in server-side ad insertion. And Leander will explain us the details how server-side insertion, ad insertion can be done with HbbTV at Nautilus. Leander, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello and welcome. My name is Leander, co-founder and managing director of Nautilus. Today, I want to give you some insights in our addressable TV solution for HbbTV that we brought to the market jointly for and with Discovery. Our product enables full ad break replacement with dynamic substitution on the TV client side with server-side stitching in the back. For that, we worked also very closely with a team from Fraunhofer Focus to manage a full end-to-end solution. Yes, that's the one. With Serverside.ai, we focus on ad insertion use cases for OTT and CTV. We are supporting all IP devices across mobile, TV, and web to monetize live streaming and VOD programs. From our perspective, HbbTV is a category of CTV where we see a growing demand. So we focused our development also on HbbTA support for broadcasters to come up with a compatible and scalable solution. Besides, we are releasing SSAI support for radio and podcast streaming in Q1 next year. From our perspective, full break ad substitution is the most relevant ATV use case. It's about leverage of existing and incremental reach because there's potential to serve more than 50 million connected HbbTV devices with 120 million people reachable across European, UK, and APAC broadcasters today. It's about improving yield with targeting. Household data, geolocation, and contextual data create a higher value of the inventory, which leads to premium CPMs and so improves yield. Besides, digital metrics like frequency capping, pacing, and measurability provide transparency and trust in the ad supply chain. It also raises the market potential. Local and regional addressability, as well as programmatic deals, allow small and medium-sized enterprises to enter the TV market with any budget. So it opens up for millions of companies and franchises reaching their audience in brand-safe TV environments. It also increases relevance and decreases ad load. Increased ad relevance is leading to a higher conversion per ad impression. And finally, less ads, lower frustration level, and better satisfying viewers. When we discussed the potential solution jointly with Discovery, there were various challenges we were facing in the field. First, it was about personalization of commercial breaks with TV reach. This requires the ad insertion system to process a high variation of ad slots and deliver in real time to millions of concurrent viewers. Besides, we have to manage the full ad break replacement. Since single spots within the break cannot be signaled sufficiently, a full break must be substituted by complying with placement restrictions within the ad playlist schedule. Also, we have to handle inaccuracy of stream events for ad signaling, which has two pain points. A, it's not frame accurate, and B, the transition time between broadcast to broadband mode and back differs heavily between device models and manufacturers. Also, we have to deal with divergent playback behavior on different HbbTV versions, which require different and partly non-efficient streaming formats due to a lack of player capabilities of older but broadly deployed models. From a business perspective, the needs were quite clear. Discovery wants to use the reach of TV with best capabilities of digital for existing and new advertisement clients. We want to make use of device, audience, and contextual data for targeting to provide a relevant advertising in a brand-safe environment. By unifying data-driven linear and video, direct sales, and programmatic, allow TV to challenge for any marketing budget. To achieve this, we work together to establish a full break replacement. To achieve a full break replacement with scheduled broadcast spots being mirrored and replaceable spots being substituted with targeted ads, all being delivered over IP. With our solution, we achieved serving TV devices on a broad range of different HbbTV standards with one solution across different countries, providing a simple and cost-effective solution for integrating with different head-end technologies and playout systems, and to allow scaling for millions of concurrent users. We came up with a solution that combines fully fledged client-side substitution with highly scalable multi-format stitching, integrated with Discovery sophisticated ad pod manager. Let's have a brief look on the sample. What you see here on the left is the broadcast signal. On the right, you see the change in a second. You still have broadcast, and then you fluently switch without any black frames into the targeted spots. And we also manage here to have no blacks in between. In a nutshell, we need smart ad break management to allow import of ad break schedules and definition of replaceable slots, combined with contextual inventory data, exclusion, and deduplication rules. With Dynamic Ad Substitution, we combine highly scalable server-side stitching of personalized ad breaks with client-side substitution in a broadcast environment. Intelligent ad conditioning and stitching allows device-specific decisioning what HbbTV version is requesting and processes according DAS ad break streaming outputs. And finally, we enable unified tracking and measurement of both mirror TV spots and DAI ads to be measured with the same impression and quartile metrics, as well as monitoring of all components and service interfaces. To give you some insights also on the application level, the client application already comes with a rich feature set. There is a DAS state machine, which ensures correct and predictable functioning of dynamic ad substitution at any point in time. There is a stream event manager for optimized and tested reception of stream events on a large number of devices from different manufacturers. It comes with a hybrid video player, uses a suited element for playback with pre-buffering content for faster stream startup. We have a media type selector, which is based on TV capabilities to allow for the right media type to be taken. This can be multi or single period, or also concatenated MP4s. There's an ad tracker, which manages VAST parsing and beacon requests, a QE analytics integrated for advanced media streaming analytics for the played ad pod. We can manage landing zones to configure the opener and closer, and stream events can be handled, stream event head and delays can be handled and be configured. When we integrate the solution with the broadcast, we follow a guideline. It's first about integrating with the broadcaster's back office to adjust interfaces to access the broadcast schedule, get DAI avails and all the rules related. The second point is about establishing the spot transfer. So we integrate with the TV ad server to ingest mezzanine TV copies based on the schedule. The third point is to integrate with the digital ad server for DAI. So we have interfaces for ad servers, SSPs, and DMPs to access targeted ads. And finally, it's about consulting on stream event signaling, because we need to assure ad signaling contains correct metadata and timing is in sync for seamless ad substitution. Finally, we do an end-to-end test to confirm launch readiness. That's what we've done with Discovery in the past 12 months, and I'm happy to answer more questions about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Leander. We probably will keep the questions for the end of the panel when all four speakers have had a chance to speak. Thank you very much, Sylvia, for these very interesting insights and especially the numbers. I think you've proven your case that targeted advertising was bringing efficiency. So these two gentlemen here and Sebastian in Hamburg who work very hard to deliver technology. They deliver technology for something which is improving the efficiency. So it seems we have a lot of questions here. So we're going to just take them unfiltered one by one. No, the questions have gone away. I can't read them anymore. If somebody over there could bring them in big screen again, like they were a minute ago for me. Yes, now I can see them. No, now I can see Sebastian, which I like very much, but I'd prefer to have the question. Well, then I'm going to go and ask my own questions, or we'll take directly questions from the room. If Slido, can you show the Slido questions again on the control screen here on stage? Yes, they are. Please don't move anything. We'll take them one by one, unfiltered. First question. Does reporting come from the device player, from your HbbTV app, or from CDN? What is the settlement with advertising industry and their trust? Well, these are tough questions. Maybe because you are the one, Sylvia, selling the advertising, can you answer the question on the reporting?
I mean, as I said, there's no official currency in terms of addressable advertising. So as a sales house, what we are trying to do is to find additional reporting to prove the effectiveness of addressable. So the attribution model is definitely one to prove concrete effectiveness in terms of visits in store and visits on site. So this is additional to traditional report and qualitative researches that we run and we can run for clients.
And maybe from a more technical point of view, I think the question, Jan actually, who asked the question, is trying to understand where you get your numbers from
the server, the certificate, the server, the ad server.
From the ad server.
Yeah, so
okay.
the certification.
It's from the ad server. So it's none of the guesses of Jan, who proposed 3 options, and actually the reporting comes from the 4th option, which is the server.
But it's usually the device player who creates these tracking beacons. So finally, the TV device itself is sending each single beacon and all the metrics. And then they are routed to the ad server to be recognized there.
Okay, so it's the device and then the ad server. Okay. Another question from Jan. Well, actually, how do you manage device ID on HbbTV? Question.
I can briefly mention it. So one topic is there is, in case of discovery, there's a consent management app implemented. So first there's a consent string stored on the device. And besides this, we have a device identifier stored in a local storage in order to track the device going forward. Of course, there are ways of deleting it, then we would need to recreate it. But in most cases, and we check this on a per session basis, if these identifiers still exist, and in most cases, they live on.
Okay, thank you. Specific question to Jason. How does a TV detect watermark? Does AV decoder inside a TV set need to be capable to do it?
It's a good question. Verint offers a small software kit to television manufacturers. They install the software, and then they are able to detect both the audio and the video watermarks. So it is a process of working with television manufacturers. We've worked with, I'd say, a half dozen and already tested the software in their labs. And now we're getting ready to work with television manufacturers to move it out of the lab into proof of concepts. And then from proof of concepts, I'd say over the next year, we're hoping to then move it into commercial television. So small software kit, television manufacturer does need to install it, but it's a relatively easy process. And then with the upgraded televisions, they can detect both watermarks.
Okay. I see that we're going to run out of time. Also, there are many remaining questions, especially a lot for you, Jason, related to ADB2. So I think what we'll make sure is that you will be provided the questions, Jason, and then you can publish somewhere a Q&A on ADB2. I would like to say a big thank you to Sylvia, Jason, Leander, and Sebastian in Hamburg. I think it was a great panel. Here, yes, here you are. Thank you very much for the questions. Thank you for the audience. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much to Vincent and his panel as well, which is really interesting.